My dear brothers and sisters, for our reflection, let us divide the gospel into three parts. The first one as Peter's response. The second one, St. Peter's responsibility. The third one, Peter's reaction. The first part, Peter's response. Jesus is asking, who do people say the Son of Man is? St. Peter definitely would have heard from others about Jesus because he knew people and he was traveling with him. That your master is a miracle worker, he is like a prophet like John the Baptist or Elijah. So he summarizes the opinions of the people. Jesus, people say that you are the prophet, you are the John the Baptist, you are the Elijah. This answer comes from the viewers, the people who saw him from distance and people who heard about him from others. Now Peter comes with another response when Jesus asks, who do you say that I am? He says, you are the Messiah, the Son of living God. Now this answer comes personally because Peter accompanied with him. Peter spent time with him. So there is a personal connection, an interpersonal relationship, a deep experience with Jesus. So Peter's response helps us that one can truly understand who Christ is when only you come to a closer friendship, a personal communion with God. It's not just you hear from somebody. It's not just you read from a book. Somebody writes a great book on Jesus. But until you accompany him, until you stay with him, until you experience him, you are not going to definitely experience Jesus as the Son of God. Even in the matter of Eucharist, people who come to that experience only can understand the true body and true Christ. As long as we don't come to that personal friendship, we will always be a viewer, although we sit on the pew. The second point on St. Peter's responsibility. When Jesus realized that Peter has realized who Jesus is, then he has a confidence and trust on him. And then he says, you are the rock on which I will build my church and I will give the keys to the kingdom. Now this part helps us to understand the true role of St. Peter, that he will be the foundation. Jesus is the foundation, but Jesus makes Peter on a rock on which he will build on this world. At the same time, Jesus makes Peter as the door. So it's an invitation that we all become the fundamental witness to Jesus' teaching and spirit. Or we are called to become the cornerstone, the foundation, the door, in inviting people to enter into the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is the full presence of God, which was revealed in the person of Jesus. So our faith should help us to help one another. You help your partner, you help your children, you help on individuals, you help the others to come to the church and build the foundation of their life by entering into the door of faith. If we don't do that, then we do not have the deep faith, the true faith. Then comes the third part, St. Peter's reaction, which is beautiful. Peter is a human. He does not want Jesus to suffer. Still, he views Jesus from the eyes, the physical eyes. Although he has a personal friendship, he is not able to go into the core being of Jesus, which is divine, and could not understand the purpose of Jesus being a Messiah to this world. We don't want that. I don't think you like your partner to suffer. I don't like your children to suffer. So it's the same way. Peter, being part of Jesus' family, did not want him to suffer. So he says, No, you can't do that. But here is Jesus establishes the true Christian discipleship is to accept the suffering, to find meaning in the suffering. As Mother Teresa said, when you accept the suffering, that's where Jesus comes to kiss you. It is in your suffering that Jesus kisses you. When the whole world finds suffering as an obstacle, Jesus says, suffering is the way to the salvation, the way to the growth. Unless you suffer, you can never be saved. And that's the beautiful message of Jesus that brings to all the Christian faith. And it should help us to accept all the sufferings of our life and then embrace Christ through that suffering. And that's why if you look at many saints, if you have read some of the saints, they beautifully explain about the cross, how they like to embrace the cross. Whether you take Edith Stein, whether you take Teresa of Lisieux, Teresa of Avila, any of the saints will always say, the ultimate way to salvation is to carry the cross. So my dear brothers and sisters, as I have divided these three sections, continue to reflect and see. With a question, who do you save today? This is one of the gospel that attracted me, because until I come to the definite answer personally, still I am ignorant of Jesus. And always remember, Jesus has called every one of us to become that foundation, to become that door. And always remember, Jesus gives you suffering just because he wants you to be saved.